I think my work is always changing and evolving. I seem to need all these different ways to funnel my imagination. I grew up surrounded by the arts in theater and dance. Those early childhood experiences opened me up to this thing called authorship, that people make things and they make things up and they create entire worlds. And I think I was very aware of that was a possibility, and therefore that could be a possibility for me. This neighborhood is a neighborhood very close to where I grew up. And it's funny having a daughter who is now 19, of walking her around the neighborhood to different playgrounds and stuff. So it's home for me. New York is home for me. The backdrop to all of this work is photography. There are images that are collaged and manipulated and played with. So much time spent with photography is still a very big part of what I do, or what I kind of rely on in terms of source. The Jet and Agony magazines, of course, are, as an American, East Coast, really familiar to me. African-American thought and point of view over a series of decades. That's been a really interesting and fertile ground for me to play with in terms of the work. An interesting marker of time and politics. The resonance in terms of how we're living now under the Trump regime is quite frightening. In working with the collages, they're almost like a way for my subconscious to kind of play. I find it very satisfying that there are all these kind of subtle things that start to happen in the collages that are built over time. This kind of ever-evolving group of imagery, transforming themselves somewhat subconsciously. I seem to kind of veer into areas in terms of where the idea leads me. The sculptural work that's also come out of this moment is really surprising. It's really amazing to be able to have all these different ways in which my mind operates. For me, it's kind of a conceptual placement of these paintings as a landscape to these other kinds of objects. Placing a certain kind of level of anxiety, fear, and discomfort. In terms of my show at Hauser Wirth, the opportunity to kind of pull this work together in this way has been interesting. I think it kind of has an international, universal appeal. Very interesting times that we're living in terms of America, and very scary times. Unwieldy, crazy presidency. The anxiety that causes internationally. It's an interesting time, I guess, for me also as an artist, but also as a person, to kind of be working at this moment and showing. No matter how great I can kind of be making and be happy about the work I'm making, or this freedom that I've created for myself as soon as I walk out the door in any of these 50 states is a different story. But I think what I fear more is apathy. I think I've always worked in all sorts of circumstances. So working for me is a way of life.